So in the last session we have seen what meshing is. Now in this session we are going to actually doing meshing. For that we'll double click on a model cell in analysis block, or we can right click and say edit. A mechanical GUI will open up. In addition to mesh, the rest of the analysis will be done in mechanical application only. That is, in mechanical we are going to do meshing, we are going to apply the loads and boundary condition, we are going to do processing, and also going to do weighing a result in Ansys Mechanical. So this is Ansys Mechanical app, and rest of the items, all 4 steps, we are going to do in this app. So this is a mechanical GUI, i.e. graphical user interface. So here this is an outline tree where we have a geometry, material, cross-section, coordinate system connection, and so on. Below is a detail pan where we have the details of the item which we have clicked on the outline tree. So likewise, I am right now in a mesh, so it shows the details of mesh. Okay. The next below, this is a status bar, and on right hand side below there we have a option to change the unit or choose the unit system. So right now it's metric units, and we want to work in that only. There's a messaging pane, and this is our graphics window. Right now I don't want to use this graphic annotation. Let me pull down. I'll show you some of the mouse gestures. It was same as the space claim, but I will just repeat it. To zoom in and zoom out is using the middle mouse button scrolling. Then rotate is using middle mouse button and dragging it. Pan is using control and middle mouse button, so that way you can do the pan. To bring it to the isometric position, just click on this blue ball here, so it will bring in an isometric position. If you want to look into some particular view like positive Y, so you can click on positive Y, positive X, positive Z, and so on. If you have overly zoom and you want to do a fit to screen, you can go here or press F7. That will fit to the screen. We have defined the material in engineering data. Now let's assign the material here. We'll go to the geometry, we'll click on sys folder here, 30 mm, 20 mm, and 10 mm beam. So 30 mm beam is of aluminum, 20 mm is of brass, and this 10 mm is of steel. So if I click on this 30 mm, here in material assignment it is structural steel, which is not correct. We'll go here and we'll change this to the aluminum alloy. Then 20 mm, again we'll go to material assignment, this drop down menu, and I'll change it to brass. This 10 mm beam, I'll go and change from structural steel to, I'll say, my steel. So I'll change the material and assign the material. Now next step is to verify whether I have applied it properly or not. To do that, I will go to the geometry, I'll click on geometry, and display style is right now body color. I will drop down and will change to the material. Right, so it's changed to the material. This brown color is aluminum alloy, this color is brass, and this gray color is a steel. Yes, it's correct one. So graphically it's look correct. We'll again change to default to the body colors. The next step is meshing. Before going to meshing, let me tell you something about this context menu, blue menu, context menu. So this context menu is a floating menu which changes according to the menu which you are in a tree. So if you are in geometry, you will get the options of geometry. If you are in materials, you will get the options here of material. If you are in connection, you will get the options here of connection. So this context menu is a floating menu. So if I mesh, and if I'll click on a mesh, I'll get the options here of the mesh. So in the mesh, we have 2 kind of settings. This, in detail of mesh, we have a global setting, and here in top of the menu, here we are having some of the local as well as global setting. So let's apply the first global setting. So physics preference I will keep to mechanical only. We don't have CFD or explicit problem here. the element order, instead of program control, I will change to the linear. There's another option, quadratic. So linear means the one element will have two end nodes, and quadratic means that one element will have three nodes, two end nodes, and one middle node. We'll not go into detail about this other options. Here in the statistics, we can see the number of nodes and element. So here we have three line bodies. So each will have two nodes, and here we will have a sharing node. Before doing that, let's give me the sizing. This is local setting. So I'll click on sizing. The sizing button will appear here in the outline tree. Under the geometry, it's asking geometry and type. So in the geometry, I will go to the edge filter selection, and I will select all the three lines by pressing a control, and I will say apply. So now type, instead of element size, I will say I want a number of division, and number of division is only one. So I want only one division per line body. And let's right click on the mesh and say generate the mesh. So meshing is done. Let's verify how many number of nodes are created. To do that, go to the toolbar and click on the node filter here. And then before that, just I want to change this display style. I will go to display, and I will untick this thick display in BIM display off. So now we can see only the line body. Now I'll press Ctrl A. And as we can see there are 4 nodes highlighted here. Also we can see in the number nodes which is given which number. So for that, I will go to preference and will click on mesh display node numbers. We'll say OK. So now we can see the node numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So each element has 2 corner nodes only. That's a linear element order. I will switch off the display of number of nodes, go to preference and untick this number nodes. We'll say OK. Another way you can also verify with the statistics. So here we finish our meshing session. In next session we are going to apply the loading, and we will view the results.